Redundant, obsolete, and transitory information is filling up shared drives, creating unnecessary risks, driving up costs, and making it difficult for staff to find the information they need to do business efficiently. We want staff to be able to find the information they need to do their jobs. This presentation is a broad overview of 12 steps to follow when considering the management of shared drives. Everyone contributes to the problem, and it takes everyone to clean it up. Public records are essential for the conduct of government business and should be carefully managed according to Minnesota Statute 15.17 and Minnesota Statute 138.17. 1. Set small goals. It can seem like a daunting task to clean up your shared drive. Following a consistent cleanup process is a first step. You need to figure out where to start and set small goals. A good place to start is to make sure legal holds are in place for the information that is responsive to litigation, and then focus on the redundant, obsolete, and transitory items that are no longer useful. 2. Take it slow. Manage the change. Keep in mind that any change is disruptive, so try to make it a positive change. Make sure everyone knows why their participation is important and make sure to set a hard time limit to reach the goals. The cleanup won't be successful without that hard date for completion. Remember to track progress so everyone knows this is important work. 3. Do a thorough review of all files and ask yourself if you really need them. Typically, files to watch out for are those that were created or haven't been updated in a year or more. Also, keep your eyes peeled for files that appear to have been duplicated. Unless you have something like a versioning process in place, there's no need to keep the excess copies. Once again, if you're working in a folder that is used by several people, make sure to contact them before deleting files. Make sure that any records that you delete have met their retention as specified in the records retention schedule, and never destroy records that pertain to an ongoing or reasonably anticipated investigation, legal action or proceeding, Data Practices Act request, audit, or program review, even if the retention period or disposition date specified for the records has already expired. The records retention schedule can be found in the RIM SharePoint site. 4. Store personal files elsewhere. This is particularly true for the shared drives. These network shares are for MDH-related materials only, so if you're storing personal files, images, and videos, remove them and instead store them elsewhere. 5. It's best to keep file and folder names short and to the point, as longer names can be harder to read. You don't have to keep it short all the time, though. In some cases, longer names may be the better option. For example, abbreviating words to shorten the name may cause more confusion. It's also recommended that you don't use special characters. Instead, use letters and numbers to name files and folders. You don't have to avoid them completely, as they can come in handy with certain naming schemas. If you do use characters, try to stick with underscores and dashes only. For more information on file naming, see the File Naming at MDH guide in the RIM Reference Center. 6. Think twice, delete once. Exercise thoughtfulness and patience throughout your cleaning session. Ensuring the integrity and well-being of your files is a top priority when cleaning up your files. Rushing through the cleanup process can have adverse effects. First, ask yourself, do I need to keep this file? And then, does this file belong on the shared drive? 7. Not completely confident that you won't need something later? Create a temporary folder for files you'd like to hang on to for a bit longer and move them to this location during your cleanup. Check back after a set period of time, for example, 2 weeks. If you haven't needed the files, delete them. 8. Do you have personally identifiable information or sensitive information in files? Delete that data if you no longer need it. Simply holding on to it increases the risk that it could fall into the wrong hands. 9. It may seem like computer space is infinite, but there are limits. 25 Word documents might take up a trivial 2 megabytes of storage space on the network. However, 2 video files might take up a whopping 25 gigabytes of space, which is 25,000 megabytes. Start your cleanup by identifying large files that you don't need or that don't belong on the network storage drives. 10. Creating a backup means that you're creating an identical copy of a file and placing it in a different but accessible location in case of data loss. Archiving means you are removing the item from its original location and placing it elsewhere for long-term storage. At MDH, the backing up of files on all computer systems, except your C drive, is done on a nightly basis by minutes, so you don't need to do that. Determining if a record is active or inactive and should be archived has to be done by you. 11. Remember, the goal is to remove files that are not useful or meaningful to make room for files that are needed. If you find a file and are not certain of who created it or should own it, write down the name and location and then discuss it with your team before taking further action. 12. Maintaining a clean file system is an ongoing activity. Think of it like cleaning your house. You do it weekly. Set up a regular schedule for reviewing and cleaning up your folders. It's much easier to keep your files organized if you routinely check their structure and relevancy. If you would like more information about managing your shared drive, please contact the Records and Information Management Office.